Ask people how much they need to retire, and most name a salary. I'd want $50,000 a year. But you don't retire on a salary. You retire on a pile of money that has to pay you for the rest of your life without a paycheck refilling it. So the real question is, how big does that pile have to be so you can pull an income from it every year for decades and not run out? For half a century, planners have had a surprisingly simple starting answer. In 1994, a financial advisor named William Bengen ran the numbers against decades of real US market history. He asked a precise question: what's the most you could withdraw in your first year of retirement, then adjust for inflation each year after, and still not run out over 30 years, even if you'd retired right before a crash? His answer was about 4%. Take 4% of your savings in year one, raise it with inflation, and history suggests the money lasts. The later Trinity study, in 1998, tested it across many start years and broadly backed it up. Flip 4% over, and you get an even handier tool. If you can safely spend 4% of your savings, then your savings need to be 25 times the annual income you want, because 1 divided by 4% is 25. Want $40,000 a year from your portfolio? Multiply by 25, about $1 million. Want $60,000? Around $1.5 million. It's a rough illustrative target, not a guarantee. But in a single multiplication, it turns a vague dream into a concrete number you can actually aim at. Here's where intuition fails. If stocks have averaged closer to 7% after inflation, why not just withdraw 7? The obvious answer is wrong, and the reason is what history actually survives: sequence of returns risk. Averages assume smooth years, but real retirements get them in a random order. If a deep crash hits in your first few years, you're selling shares to live precisely when prices are lowest, draining the portfolio so hard it may never recover, even if great years follow. The 4% rule isn't built for the average retirement. It's built to survive the worst-timed one. Now, the honest caveats, because the rule is a starting estimate, not a promise. It was modeled on a 30-year retirement. Retire very early, and your money may need to last 50 years, which argues for a lower rate. It doesn't automatically account for big healthcare shocks, taxes on withdrawals, or your own behavior in a panic. And it says nothing about other income, like a pension or Social Security, which can shrink the pile you actually need. Treat 25 times as a sturdy first sketch, then adjust it to your real life. And here's the lever most people miss. Because the target is 25 times your spending, the fastest way to shrink the number isn't always earning more. It's needing less. Trim $4,000 a year from what you'll spend in retirement, and you just cut your required nest egg by $100,000. Every dollar of spending you can comfortably live without has to be funded 25 times over. That's why a higher savings rate does double duty. It builds the pile faster and shrinks the pile you need, from both ends at once. So, the retirement number isn't mystical. Go back to where we started. That $40,000 a year you wanted is about $1 million saved, 25 times your spending. Because the 4% rule William Bengen tested against history, set deliberately low to survive a badly timed start, says so. It's arithmetic, not magic. Knowing it changes the game, because now you're saving toward a concrete number instead of a vague fear. And you can see exactly how spending less pulls that $1 million target closer. But remember what the 4% rule is: a historical rule of thumb, not a personal guarantee. This is an explainer of the mechanism, not advice, and every figure is illustrative. So build your own plan and verify it. The retirement number isn't a finish line.